Hey, welcome to our 50th adventure in Old Code. We are going to celebrate our 50th episode with a look at Stock Simulator 3.0. Let's do this. 3.0. Oh, man. Wow. I remember that. We had the bouncing red screen, and then that must have taken me hours to solve. Look at all that. You see the parts of circles? Parts of circles play a big role in this title screen. Okay, let's see what I've been up to. Hello, people. Let me ask you a question. How many Fresnets do you think are in the world? Well, until today, I figured there was only one person stupid enough to carry the name. But then I learned differently. You see, there is another Fresnet in the world I was not aware of. No, people, this is not a mistake on my part, because of course I am so much better than you, so just drop it. Anyway, about that other Fresnet. Here is the letter he mailed me. Hey, Joey, or whatever your screwball name is, I am a regular old techno geek who despises. Hear that? Despises your clock pimpulator or whatever. I'll bet that hurts your pride, you warthog-faced buffoon. I've made better programs while taking a piss, missing, and sleepwalking while drunk and on steroids. You suck severe crap. Much is better, Bob Fresnet. If you go back to earlier Stock Simulator episodes, I mentioned once that there was a letter someone else, or a message that someone else helped me write. And this is it. So this is a shout out to you, Steve. I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you do. You wrote this. So what happened was, I would often spend the weekend at my cousin's house, and I think it was all day on a Saturday. Anyway, this one particular time, we woke up in the morning. I slept over on Friday night, and I asked him to write, or maybe he offered to write something for my message. So I said, yes, go for it. So he writes this message, and he gives it to me Saturday morning, and then I spend the next however many hours, or I don't know how long it took me to come up with a response to this, but it was at his house, and we wrote it up. Anyway, so that is the I'm blanking here. That's the contribution of my good cousin Steve. So let's see what happens to Bob Fresnet. Now, what am I supposed to say to that? This Fresnet is even more demented than the evil Jack Fresnet. As with Jack's letter, here are several points that I find incredibly disturbing. First and foremost, Bob, get my name right, or I'll have your head in a jar before you can say, please, great master of the world. It's Joey, not Joey. Second of all, and I'm just assuming here, but of course, since I am so much more smarter and better than all of you, it is the definite truth, that Bob thinks he's smarter than me. Well, we see he is not by his phrase, or whatever your screwball name is. He obviously isn't sure about my name. Someone with even 1/1,000,000th of my brain capacity will find out the name of the guy who he wants to insult. Bob obviously is very stupid that way. Bob is trying to be very serious because he thinks he is so much better than me. But of course, I have found his flaw. When he says, I am a regular old, he is regarding himself as no more important than the regular human, plus he's aging on top of that. Yet he thinks he has the brain power and status to put me down. This, as you can clearly see so far, is extremely preposterous. Who despises, hear that? Despises. This is an obvious sign of his stupidity. He already told me he despises me once, and then has to repeat it. It sounds as though our friend Bob is hard of hearing, probably due to his old age. I, of course, grasped the meaning of what he wanted to say right from the beginning. Bob, you truly are Fresnet. Your clock pimpulator or whatever. He doesn't even know what my product is called. He is obviously very, very stupid, because Stock Simulator has swept the globe, and anybody who's anybody knows what it is called. Therefore, Bob Fresnet is a nobody. A stupid nobody. This keeps going. Bob shows himself to be very unsure when he tells me I'll bet. To bet is to take a chance, and it looks as though Bob is taking a huge chance against all odds to tell me that it hurt your pride. Since Bob is so unsure and scared, we come to the conclusion that he's scared when he attacks how I look. You warthog-faced buffoon. This is truly childish of him, because we all know that my mind is so far beyond anybody's that my actual looks matter not the slightest. We don't have to take him seriously anymore. Yet another sign of an aging man. Taking a piss, missing. Apparently Bob has no sense of depth, sign of an ancient man, and therefore cannot see the computer screen, therefore making it impossible to make a computer program of any kind. He must be hallucinating. He also sleepwalks and takes steroids. One question comes to mind. Why does this old man take steroids? Well, maybe he wants to make his eyesight better so he can actually piss without causing a flood. This old man is obviously very screwed up in the head. I am going to assume he means severe when he says, "You suck sever crap." When one thinks about this, it's a very disturbing picture. I can't think of anyone who does this voluntarily. So therefore, one would have to do this accidentally. We know I would not do this because I can see. Bob, on the other hand. My final point on this letter is the fact that he wrote it in all capitals. Who does that? He obviously lacks the brain power to insult me because he does not know his lowercase alphabet. This was a handwritten letter. If he doesn't use a computer to write a letter, then how am I supposed to believe he writes computer programs? Maybe he has contracted Alzheimer's disease in his old age. That is all I have to say about that piece of nonsense. It isn't even that degrading, more humorous. Bob, you should take some lessons in being evil from your relative, Jack. Well, I'm out of here. Hope you enjoy the program. P.S. If your name is Fresnet, don't bother writing me a letter. Well, that was fun. I don't even know if Fresnet's an actual name, but I decided it was, and I'm totally lambasting anyone with that name. Boy, I'm pretty prejudiced. Okay, Stock Simulator 3.0, press enter. What is the most amazing thing ever that anyone could ever add to Stock Simulator? Well, if it was anybody except me, then they couldn't add anything to it, period. The whole programming and concept is way beyond anybody's comprehension, that is, except mine. Well, I am here to tell you that I have increased the greatness of Stock Simulator by giving it several options. You can now save your game. Go ahead, save as many as you like. For your enjoyment, I have added a high score list so you can stare stupidly at it before you quit. Press any key to continue. I am also happy to announce that I have I am also happy to announce that I have raised my prices. Instead of $500 per version, it will now be $750. And I am adding a shipping and handling charge of $1,200 per version. From now on, I will be charging a 5% interest rate for every day you do not pay me. Where's the goodness in that? Well, now I will get more money and be able to make more stock simulators. Send your money along with the other $3,500 you owe me to me. Okay. Before we do anything, oh, that looks beautiful. I'm going to break out of this, and I want to, here's my saver. I'm going to replace all instances of I can't paste in this window. G:\Q basic. Okay, change G:\Q basic. Whoops. To C:\. That's it. All modules match upper and lowercase. Change all. Change complete. There's also going to be something here I don't want to run. Okay, let's start this again. This is just so any loading and saving is actually going to work as we explore this program. So, okay, we've seen that, we've seen that, we've seen that. Okay, look at this. This is beautiful. Press down again. Okay, it stays. Press up. So, I must say this is, I had forgotten I'd made this. This is awesome. Well, let's do a new game. New speed for stocks to change. Higher number, the slower. Well, let's go 100. What amount do you want to play until? Let's do let's do 1,000. Which 3 stocks would you like? Beer, cigarettes, and dance techno music. Keeping the terrible names. Huh? One. Oh, this is separate now. Okay, you have, okay, let's do 33, 33, and 33. Getting shares, just like normal. And this is no, this is the same screen, except the version number. And we're going, and we're going. So let's escape. Okay. Look at that, we have a save option. Okay, let's save our game, A. Huh? Illegal command 4 dot. I don't know, what's my username? Joey. So if I quit. Yes, I found you in the list of stupid idiots. Get out. Enter your name and I will insert it where you deserve it. Joey. Uh-huh. So this is the greatest stock simulator players. I guess one time I was playing this, I got 187,000. I played it again and got almost 5,000. And then all of Jerry Seinfeld. There's Joey. Oh, there's Joey. It's probably me this time at $267.19. Homer Simpson, Cornelius Rooster, Ultraman, and it's you try coming up with names. There's actually a program coming up one day where I had to come up with 127 unique character names. And I had no internet. And it was just me going through every television show I could think of. But anyway, okay, great. That's the greatest stock. I think that me in the middle there is for real. Press spacebar to quit or R to reset high scores. Well, let's press R. Okay, that is, oh man, those values are awesome. They go from 1,000, the next one is 1,000 divided by 2, and then 1,000 divided by 3, divided by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Zazu, Yogi Bear, Cinderella plays Stock Simulator. Well, of course, everybody plays Stock Simulator. Okay, let's see this high score work. Because now that my name actually isn't on the high score anymore. Ooh, I can load my game. Let's load my game. Sweet! So I loaded a game, and here are the stock values. Awesome. Let's 1, 2, and 6. Oh. Maybe that wasn't me. Because I only have $140. Okay, let's do 100, 20, and 20. Whoops. I get all these shares. Now let's look at dance techno music because it was the lowest. If it goes high, I'm going to want to sell. Oh, it's not going high. Okay, let's quit. Okay, this time, my name is Real Joey. There's Real Joey, right under Ultraman at 154, 50, 54. I'm not sure where I get that value. Oh, because I had money that I didn't invest, and that last screen was just the money I invested. Okay, that's probably it. Okay, let's, oh, spacebar to quit. Okay, spacebar to quit. Perfect. Let us have a look at Stock Simulator 3.0. Okay, January 12th, 1999, save and load option. Do we still? Yes. Okay. I'm celebrating because I saw an array. Okay, declare sub time, calculate positions. These are all pretty familiar. Lose, choose game. Except, yeah, the choose game, the loader, and the saver, the high score list, reset. These are all, they just got tacked on to the end here. Dim shared posit, 6 as single. 6 stocks, 6 positions. Woohoo. Okay, and then I have into make stock all as single, time and money as single. I've got 3 things. These are all arrays. This is so nice. Shares, stock, and cash. A as string. That's unfortunate. Stock words. Still got these named variables. Oh, these are how much they've been on top, right? Okay, stock pause, which is 3. So anything with 3 is probably going to be the 3 stocks I'm interested in. Anything with 6 is all the stocks. Okay, I got names. I have winner 6, game, high score 11, UN, high name, top, all these things. Okay, random number generator, randomizing the timer. Beautiful. Oh, look at this. See? This makes me so happy. We're initializing all the stocks to 100. A nice small for loop, setting each stock to 100. The stock position, AB. Anyway, the stock positions of the ones that you care about are set to 100 as well. Names, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I still have to assign each name manually. That's okay. Okay, so we have title. This is the title screen. Oh man, that's awesome. Look at all this. Okay, well let's figure this out. Yes, I'm going to save because I made some changes I want to keep. Okay, screen 12. We don't care. So we have a bouncing red screen, a circle, and then these letters all like zoom in. And this is something that we haven't done yet, these partial circles. You see the S is made of two partial circles. The C is made of a partial circle. The 3 in 3.0 looks like partial circles. That's probably really hard to see. That's terrible coloring. Okay, let's figure this out. So the first thing we do, wow. So from 1 to 480, we're going to draw 480 horizontal lines. And we're going to start at the top, and we're going to go all the way down. So this is the whole box dropping. And actually we have some weights, weights in here. Let's, a lot of weights. Oh man. I think this will be the thing bouncing up and down here. Here's another weight. Okay. So we draw from the top to the bottom, all these horizontal red lines. And then we go from 480, so the bottom, we've fallen all the way down. Let's just see that. Oh my goodness, are you serious? This is the speed at which it went? Boom. That's it. Well, we won't. Never mind. Let's open up a new one and paste this again. I like my faster way, my faster speeds. Okay, so we drop it down, and then we start from 480, and this time go to 300. So we have to include step -1 because we're going backwards. And we do the same thing, except this time our lines are 0, so this is it going up a bit. And so the lines were falling at a speed of 200. They were moving back up at 350. Remember, the higher number, the slower. Then they were falling back down to 480 at speed 200. Then we go up again, but this time it's less up. We go to only 400. And then we go down, then we wait again here. Then we drop back down. Then we go up again, but this time to 450, and then we drop back down. And then that's it. So that produces that bouncing effect. It's a linear bouncing effect. It should be, you know, a parabolic motion. And in 1999, I turned 17, which means I was in grade 11, which means I was in physics. So, and I was doing kinematic equations. I could have totally done that using a real gravitational formulas. But anyway, that's not something I wanted to do, apparently. Okay, anyhow, so we drop this box, and then we draw the circles. Now, here's the circle from 10 to 70. Let's just see that. You know what I'm going to do? We are... I'm going to delete all this and replace it with a single, paint command. which will just fill the screen red. Okay. Yes, wow, okay. So here we go. We have a circle from, okay, growing at the center, color 0, the circle is 0. We've seen that before where it leaves that nice pattern. Now, oh my goodness. Okay, so we're doing, first thing we're doing is this for loop. Which draws our S. Now, how do we draw this S? Well, we use circle commands, but we're using some very, very complicated circle commands. We will get rid of these, and we'll get rid of these, and then we'll end. So these are the circle commands that we know. Draw a circle, this X coordinate, this Y coordinate, this radius. Remember, these are growing from 10 to 70, so we're changing the radius, and color 14. Perfect. You know what? We're not going to paint the screen anymore, and we're not going to do this circle. This is the beginnings of our S. Okay. So the first circle is drawn at 175. It's just going to grow. But the next circle's Y position is every time it's going to also move down 2 times the current radius. So as the radius increases, its Y position is actually moving down, and that's why you can see this cone coming out. Okay, but we're not doing just that. We're doing this, we've got some more fancy stuff going on. Now what this does is it only draws part of the circle. Let's go to the circle command. Okay, so we have a start. So radius and color is what we've seen, and then there's a start and end. And the start and end can be used to draw arcs. And this is, let's go into the details. Start and end angles in radians. Perfect for the arc to draw. Okay, so the first, if you don't know radians, you can convert from radians to degrees. 360 degrees in a circle, there are 2 pi radians in a circle. So 180 degrees is pi radians. So 1 radian is kind of like 1/3, like in and around 60 degrees. That's a terrible estimate, but you get the picture. So this starts, the starting angle is 1, and we're going to go all the way to 4.7. So 2 times around the circle, 1 time around the circle is 2 pi, which is 6.28 and change. And so from 1 to 4.7 is not quite the full circle. You're losing some at the beginning and you're losing some at the end, and that draws that circle. There it is. That's 1 radian at the top and 4.7 radians at the bottom. If you're thinking, why didn't I ever learn that? Well, that was taught, radians were taught where we grew up in Winnipeg here, grade 12 pre-calculus. I don't think if you took any other math that you learned radians. Could be a different case now, but that's the way it was. And if you're, excuse me, if you're curious what happens in university, degrees just fall off. You don't even talk about degrees anymore. Degrees are elementary, and once you get into first year calculus, everything is radians. It's nicer to work with because degrees are measurements of a circle, like angles are measurements of a circle, and pi is so intricate to a circle that all the calculations work out very nice when you use radians. Anyway, that's a tangent, and we've just hit the half-hour mark. But I want to finish this title screen in this episode, so stick it out with me. So we're drawing these 2 circles, and then we are also drawing Okay, if x is not 70, so okay, if it's not 70, then so draw the circles in yellow. Then here, let's put a sleep here. Oh, it's all funky. Sleep until I hit a button. So we're going to draw the circle in yellow. Sorry, let's do this. Get rid of this pause. We'll just wait for a key press. So draw the circle in yellow and then draw the same circle in blue. Oh, and we can see the second circle is going from 3.5 radians up to 1.7. So that's sort of the other half of the lower half of the S. So let's see this thing being drawn. There's my S and my two circles. And then I draw that same S in blue. I don't know if you can quite see that. It's hard to see. And then we're going to increase the radius. Boom, and that's where you get your S. Perfect. Okay, we won't go into this gory detail for all the letters, but that's the circle command with the radians. Okay, this is the T, I'm guessing. We're going to draw. It's just picking the right line here. And it's the same thing. Draw the shape in yellow, wait a little bit, draw the same shape in blue. But only if this isn't the last time through the loop. So if it is the last time through the loop, it's going to stay yellow. And that's what we see. So this T is made from two lines, 70 minus x and 70 plus x. Yeah, we won't go into we won't dissect the T. The O is pretty simple. But again, it follows the same pattern. Draw it in yellow, wait, draw it in blue, but only if it's not the last time through the loop. The O is just a circle. The C is going to be another partial circle, this time from 0.5 radians all the way up to 5.9. Okay, the K, that's kind of a funky one, but it's very similar to the T, except this time it's 3 lines. And then we're doing another S. This is your S for simulator. Oh my goodness, this is long. So the I, what is this one? Oh, I had an ending up there, didn't I? Oh, that's the M. I missed the I. This is the I. Oh, right. There's no second S. Simulator uses the same S. Okay, so this is the K. This is the I. The bottom, it consists of a line and a circle. This is an M. You have to do 4 lines for an M, so that's a bit more of a complicated one. It probably would have taken a lot of time to get that one right. The U is curious. This is even more awesome. You'll notice that the U is not quite a circle. The U is kind of like an ellipse. And this is accomplished by yet another number tacked onto the circle. So this is the aspect. And the aspect, let's go into the details. the ratio of the y radius to the x radius. So in a regular circle, this ratio is 1. The start of the circle, radius in the x direction, radius in the y direction, the ratio is 1 to 1. But if you wanted to draw an ellipse, you could say, well, the radius in the x direction is 2 to the y's radius is 1, and therefore you get this long shape. So to get a, well, it's an ellipse, so to get an ellipse that's, oblong in the vertical direction, you would have a ratio less than 1. And that is why I have, oh, it's the aspect ratio, it's the y radius to the x radius, right. Sorry, I had them all mixed up. So anything bigger than 1 will be an elliptical in the y direction. Anything less than 1 will be in the flattened out in the x direction. And if it's just 1, it's an actual circle. So that's how I did that. To draw the U, simulator. The L is just a single line. The A is a circle and a line. Okay, I think I have an end here. Circle and a line. That must have been a bit more difficult to do. Some of these would have taken a long time. Yeah. So that's not I mean, looking at that, you kind of see the A, but it's not very nice. And I think that's why most fonts have that funky A that nobody does in real life. Okay, simulator, another T with 2 lines, another O, those are easy, and the R, man, this would have been... So the R consists of a line and a circle. But what's this B value? The radius. So the first time through the loop, so we got 2 things going on. We need the radius of the circle part of the R and the length of the line for the stem of the R. And so what I'm saying is I'm using X as the length of the line. But for drawing the circle, the radius wasn't matching up with the X very well. And so oh, I see. So B kept on getting increased. So B and X were the same, but only until you hit 15. And once 15 happened, X continued to increase, so your line got longer, but your B stayed the same. And I guess I didn't want that radius to, I didn't want the R, the arc of the R to get too big. And I draw it from 0 radians to pi radians, which is a semicircle. Okay. Cool. And then I do some more. Oh, here's the 3. So the 3 is consists of 2 circles just on top of one another. Drawn at, take particular arcs of them to get the 3. Okay. This is the dot with a radius of 3. And this is the 0. Now the 0 is not a perfect circle. It is, in fact, an ellipse, which should have, there it is, the same actual aspect ratio as our U above. Okay, that's the title screen. This has been a very long adventure. We haven't even hit the code yet. So we will take a break, and we'll see you next time for maybe the conclusion of Stock Simulator 3.0. So have a nice day, and we'll see you next time for more adventures in old code.